guys, Stephanie here, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about one of my favorite things in the world, and that's printed fabrics and crazy trims. So it may seem like a weird topic, but one of the questions that I get asked the most is, how do you mix your prints together? How do you come up with those trim combinations and all the unexpected details that are signature of your work? And I love that question because that means I have a signature, so thank you. But it's really hard to explain. You know, a lot of times when you are working with fabrics and trims, it's a very organic kind of touch, feel, pair together. But I do often go into my library of trims that you can see here and kind of dig through until I find a great combination. So what I'm gonna do with you today is share a bunch of fabrics that I have sitting in my stash, in my pile, ready for me to create things with, and then kind of go through my trim drawers here and share with you what combinations that I would love to do, and you know, maybe it'll inspire you guys when you are out shopping or in the market and you find a really cool trim. You know, invest in that, because sometimes that's what makes a piece, more so than the print or the fabric itself. So let me show you how my trims are organized. I bought this 3-drawer organizer from Amazon, and it's the perfect way for me to organize my trims. I don't keep them all perfectly rolled up, but at least they're not necessarily getting all tangled with each other. So I have my greens, blues, kind of cream and yellow in this bottom drawer. Then I have reds, pinks, oranges, some of the warmer tones. And then lastly, I have my black and white at the top, which as you can see is stuffed. I have so many options. So I just grabbed a pile of fabric that I have. I would like to create something with all these, or I actually have created something with this star print. And this is not planned ahead of time, so this is literally just me going through my trim drawer and kind of talking through my process. So let's start off with this first fabric. It is a black and blue crepe. It's Oscar de la Renta, and I bought it at Mood. I have no idea what I'm gonna make with it, so let's see what we've got here. So obviously black and white goes. Black and white goes with everything. I bought these amazing kind of cool frog closures at this shop in San Francisco. That could be really cool, that combination. That is really striking. Obviously, this is my favorite black and white trim. I bought it at East Coast Trimming in New York. Every time I'm there, I buy another like 10 yards of it. It's not cheap, but that's amazing. Black and white, the chevron, it goes with everything. Okay, let's try to get away from black and white. So I would say that, let's see, ooh, this could be interesting. I have a really cool tan. No, I don't love that. It's a little too dingy. In order to work best with this blue and black, I feel like I need something that's just as vibrant and as striking, which is why the black and white goes so well. I'm gonna just keep that out as a reference point. So also at East Coast Trimming, I bought this tiny little piping. It's blue and white, and although that isn't a huge striking difference, you can see how wonderful that little detail looks, and frankly would be beautiful in any top, because that would just kind of highlight the seams, and you could put it in regular seam top or pants or shorts, and just inserting that little trim detail would define every line. So I love that. I think that's what I would do with this print. So this next one is a black and white iCat plaid from Stone Mountain & Daughter Fabrics. And what's great about black and white fabric is that you can have fun with color. So let's see what we can find. Ooh, right off the bat, I love a combination of soft blues with that. That looks really pretty. And then kind of combining and layering different trims. That could be really interesting for kind of a boho inspired top. So that's one option. I'm also looking back at this beautiful, it's a ribbon woven into another ribbon. And what I really like about this is that the square shape mimics the square shape of the plaid. So you get that repetition, even though the colors and the textures and everything are completely different. So I really love that. So I find myself digging for some green in this situation. I don't know why, but black and white I think always looks really beautiful with green, like an emerald green. I don't really have anything that I love here to go with that, but I do have this chartreuse raffia trim, and that is really cool. So that would be a really interesting combination. And then potentially I could layer in another trim like this one, which goes with it. Okay, so the next fabric is this star print. It's a Marc Jacobs. It's also from Nude. I've actually already made a top with it, so this would just be for fun as I have scraps left. But This has a little bit of a red. It's tricky with that mustard color. You get that sort of ketchup and mustard look. But sometimes I say like more is more. Like, let's play with it more. That could have been a really interesting combination with the orange. Or you just can go safe with a red pom-pom, except red pom-poms are very like island beachy, and this star print is not giving me that at all. So maybe I wouldn't do that. I also have this really cool collar detail that would actually be spectacular with it. Sometimes I buy some of these random details if I find them, and I think, wow, that could be a really cool loose blouse and all the detail you need with the neckline. Okay, so I have this leopard print satin that I got from Bridetex in San Francisco, and honestly, I think I know that I want to make a structured dress with it that probably will not include trims, and if it does, it would just be white. So this is going to be a bit of a trickier combination, but I'm gonna reach for my black and white drawer because I don't really think with these sort of warm camels and browns that anything else will really go. I have this great fringe, but that is way too much and crazy. I don't even know what I would make out of that. So I have this really cool piping that I bought in a store in San Francisco, and it's really just like any piping that you can make yourself with printed fabric and a rope in the inside. But because it's kind of an abstract black and white print, it makes a really great detail. I'm waiting for the right time to use it. So I'm not sure that this is the right time, but you can see how interesting that black and white print looks with the leopard. Again, that piping detail really would define any line, and because it's such a thin, small print, once you put it into a seam line, it goes quite well, and it really highlights the lines. It's very unexpected. I like that. So I also picked up this shirting plaid at Joann Fabrics, and it's nice because it has a really lightweight feel, but it's a bit masculine on the color scheme. So let's see what we can do to kind of make it bright and fresh. Immediately I want to go towards my blue piping trim, but we already used that one, so let's play around. What else do we have? If I was doing something sporty, I love having like a sporty trim detail. You can imagine combining this in a tank top or, you know, a short and kind of muscle tank set that would actually be really cool and different, very youthful, very teen Vogue. But also really love it with my black and white that goes with everything. This is a great combination. Now I'm thinking I need to make something with this because that looks amazing. So that's probably the combination that I would do for this fabric. Okay, so the last fabric is this yellow gingham. I feel like gingham is, you know, seasonless. We come back to it every spring in every color and every size. So it's always good to make it fresh with different trims or design combinations. So right away I know it's gonna look amazing with most of the things in my blue-green drawer. As you can see already, I mean, every one of these blues is gonna look amazing with it. You can really combine your primary colors in something like this. I like that. This trim would be interesting if we were to layer in a few more, maybe, you know, a blue pom-pom or something more in this bright, vibrant royal blue color. A complementary color to yellow is pink always. And I had a few of these softer pinks. This pink embroidered ribbon looks really nice. I also have a few others that I think are really kind of cool and dainty. Definitely a younger look, but still really fun and fresh. And if you were to mix this with maybe some pink fabrics as well, you could kind of get that layer that would look wonderful. So there's a way to combine all of these and to make this yellow gingham that looks very juvenile, fresh. And one of my favorite designers, Dodo Bar-Or, she actually used yellow and lavender and pink gingham in her latest spring collection and layered on so many trims. And you can see that all of a sudden, instead of looking like a little children's birthday party, it looked very sophisticated and eclectic and elegant. And I think this is really how she does it, by accumulating these trims and layering those colors and those textures over and over again. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking a tour through my fabric stash and my trim box. Hopefully you found something inspiring today to make you go take a second look at your own collection and see what trims and fabric prints you can combine to make something fresh and new. I definitely got inspired today to make a few of the combinations that I showed. Some of them were better than others, but I'm really excited to use those combinations and incorporate it in a few new projects to share with you guys. So thank you so much, and make sure you hit subscribe and like below, and let me know what you'd like to see in your next video. Thank you. Bye.